Oh, well, hey, Ben. Welcome back to my channel, honey. Welcome back to yet another quick chat because we got to talk about some things, girl. It seems like things are continuing to be messy. It's IDK over there dealing with Porsha family because it's supposed to have mattered. But it seems like she invited everybody that's not even really affiliated with her family. So her real family decided to stand up and speak out. Yeah, girl, there's a whole lot of mess going on. So we about to go ahead and talk about it. So get comfortable, honey, and let's have us a quick chat. All right, y'all. What is up? Welcome back. Okay, as you guys come into the video, please be sure to hit that like button. If you are not yet subscribed, please go ahead and hit the subscription button that's down below as well. And also know that sharing is definitely caring around here, honey. Okay, and we definitely appreciate all of the sharing. But we're talking about Miss Porsha Family Matters. Okay, over here pictured to the left, honey, you can see Miss Porsha, Dennis, and the woman down below happens to be Porsha's cousin. Okay, and we're gonna name her Lady T. Okay, that is Miss Porsha's cousin, and that is the individual, the woman that ended up coming to speak her 2 cents regarding the fiasco that she witnessed on last night's episode and other things dealing with her cousin. And we're gonna talk about that. We're going to get into that. But for those of you guys that have not seen the latest episode of Porsha Family Matters, let me give you guys a quick debriefing of what took place on last night's episode. Now, on last night's episode, we could see where there were some issues that Dennis was having with Miss Storm because Storm likes to run her mouth, honey, and don't nobody like to say that to Storm. They like to sit up there and protect Miss Storm for whatever reason, okay? Now, because Miss Porsha did not like how Dennis was speaking to her cousin, she asked that he leave, okay? Not really asked. She told him and his mama had to go. So she wanted to put them out. Putting them out resulted in an altercation happening with Porsha actually throwing hands on Dennis. After Dennis saw her charge at his mom, he tried to break that up. Porsha gets upset and decides that she was going to swing on Dennis. Now, while she's swinging on Dennis, you got her crazy Aunt Darlene pulling on Dennis, dragging herself down to the ground onto the floor and screaming the entire time as she's doing it. You got Lauren trying to control her, and this is Porsha's assistant, Lauren, trying to control Miss Darlene. Miss Darlene isn't hearing it. You got Simon and producers trying to control Porsha. They can't really control Porsha. She's throwing plates. She's going crazy. She's doing all kind of madness. Meanwhile, you got Storm hiding behind the huge security, but still trying to throw hands and hit Dennis. But came out not too long ago to put a statement out saying that Dennis physically attacked her. Okay. And because she put that statement out saying that Dennis physically attacked her, which none of us honestly truly believe until we get some hardcore proof and evidence, Porsha decided, although when Storm came out and said all of this, Porsha had nothing to add or to say until this episode dropped from this week. So Porsha decided to make a statement. If you have not seen my previous quick chat video regarding the statement that Porsha made, no worries, because I have it here for you guys, okay? And this is what Porsha said for those of you guys that do not know. She says, there is a lot that viewers didn't get to see tonight, and I wish we had more cameras to capture that, which I understand is nobody's fault. I've learned in the past that physical violence is never okay, especially when a man is causing physical harm to a woman. That is something we are too desensitized to as a society. Now, keep in mind, this is Porsha agreeing and continuing the narrative that her cousin put out there that Dennis physically assaulted her cousin. So this is what Porsha is doing. Now, she goes on to say, I spoke to some of my family members that were present and decided at the time it was best not to talk about what cameras didn't get to capture because I was trying to protect Dennis, his business, and therefore our own daughter. Looking back, that was not the right idea. She says, I spoke to some of my family members that were present and decided at the time that it was not best to talk about. Now, when she says that, for me, it makes me believe that she spoke to the family members as though they were all in agreement with this when that wasn't the case. It was really Porsha going to them, telling them, this is how it's going to go. This is what's going to happen. We're not going to be speaking on this particular topic, okay, tomorrow. So that was definitely all Porsha. It had nothing to do with her family actually interacting and being in agreement and thinking that that was the best decision. Everybody was just under the impression that they could not talk about it. Not that it was something they chose to not really talk about, although some people voluntarily chose not to talk about it because they didn't want to speak against Porsha, okay, and be isolated from the clique, okay? So there's that. She also goes on to say, I take accountability for reacting strongly to what I was seeing and hearing. While I was not physical with Miss Gina, I regret to argue with an elder. So now you're throwing shade yet again. She goes on to say, we're 6 months removed from the incident, and I'm looking forward and not backwards. But at the time that the incident actually took place, you were still in the past when it happened, which resulted in your actions being what they were in that moment. And now we fast forward and you want to try and disassociate yourself from the incident that took place. No, ma'am. You've done it before. History has repeated itself, and I'm believing that it's going to continue to repeat itself when it comes to you. But let's keep going, okay? Let's keep going, all right? Now, Dennis, shortly after Porsha made this post regarding her wanting to, kind of disassociate herself from the incident that happened and try to put blame on Dennis being physical with the ladies and that the cameras did not capture that. I do not believe that the cameras captured so much that I was able to see the reaction from Dom, Dennis's reaction from holding you, Lauren's reaction from hitting Dennis for no reason because her own aunt fell on the damn ground. Okay, so it was so much going on that the cameras captured. I'm sure they would have captured the assault that you're saying actually took place. Okay, so there's that. But anyway, once Porsha put this post up, it led Dennis to put up a post regarding his mom. Okay, and this is when things got really messy. Okay, so get prepared, honey. Get real comfortable because there will be a lot that we will be going through and reading through. Hear me clearly. Okay, now Dennis put this image up of his mom. Okay. And once he put this nice little picture up of Miss Mama Gina, he decided to caption it. Okay. And this is what the caption said. It says, the good reference guides, Bible and the Quran. Okay. He says, teaches us to honor our mother and father, and our days will be long and plentiful. He goes on to say, this means others, folk, parents too, and kinfolk too, neighbors too, and the needy too. Hashtag Happy Sunday. Okay. Now, with Dennis making this statement, I feel like, Dennis, that goes for you as well. And that goes for Porsha too. Okay. You got to be respectful to everybody and not just your family, and vice versa, Dennis, because you was rude to Miss Storm, but Storm, that also applies to you because you was disrespectful to Dennis and you were disrespectful to Lundy. Hell, you was disrespectful to your own mother. Okay. So when he made that statement, I feel like everybody can learn a little bit of something, okay, from the statement that he made, okay? Now, once Dennis put this post up, it led to Lady T, which is Porsha's cousin, coming in and sharing her thoughts. And this is what she had to say. And yes, I left the comments of the people going back and forth with her because I need Built for Adversity, whoever that person is. I need them to get them some business, okay? So we're going to talk about it. So let's just get real cute and get real comfortable as we go through this, okay? So Lady T Ford responds and says, this right here, okay? But everybody wasn't raised with the same principles. Who raised you is the question at hand. Hashtag respect your elders, right? So someone comes down into the comments, okay? And they ask, aren't you Porsha's cousin? And then Built for Adversity responds to this person and says, yeah, you know, you always have that jealous cousin who be jealous of you on the down low. That's her with the laughing emojis. Do you even know this woman to know that she's even jealous of Porsha at all? Just because her cousin famous and she got a ton of followers or whatever, and there are quite a few people that stand by her regardless of how wrong her ass is, doesn't mean that one is jealous. Okay, that makes, just because you like Porsha only because of her beauty, because we know that it's not because of her character. That's the only reason you standing for Porsha, is because she's a beautiful woman. Just because you like her like that don't mean that somebody else got to be jealous of the stuff that she has. So then she goes on to say, then she adds the woman. Built for Adversity decides to add Lady T and tells her, nobody knew you until Porsha. Ungrateful. Excuse me, girl. Excuse me, that is just so rude, so nasty, and so rude. Then she continues to respond to the girl and asks Porsha while she's at it and says, you have some issues with Porsha, but you don't have the balls to tell her one-on-one. I said what I said. Ma'am, who is you? Who is you? How you know that's her cousin? I'm sure if it's anything she want to say to Porsha, she's going to say that to Porsha, because what you have to understand is that before people become famous and stuff, that's what people don't be understanding. Before people become famous or whatever, they're still your cousin. So you have a different type of relationship, even though some of the people around Porsha was definitely fake. But I'm believing that T Ford is just how Londi is. Definitely straightforward and honest. Because if you got a history with your cousin before they famous, that ain't gonna change. I'm not gonna not check you or tell you about yourself because you got a little bit of coin. Because the same way you got it today, you can lose it. Okay, by the end of the year. So, and what are we talking about? Okay, so I just didn't like that the person was coming for her like that. But Miss Girl responded back to her. Lady T lets her know, and again, this is the cousin. She says, and sweetie, no one still knows you. Now run along. I said, exactly. No, and don't nobody know you, ma'am. So why don't you just run along, dear heart, with the mess you out here spewing with your little messy self, gonna sit up here and add Porsha. Just a messy girl. But we're gonna go ahead and move on to more of what was in those comments with Miss Lady T. Okay, so she goes on to Miss Lady T goes on to continue to speak to this person that said that she was jealous. She says, jealous? Question mark, never. What she does ain't never has and never will make me SHI. Always had my own. Now again, run along. Okay, so then somebody else responds to adversity and says, y'all full of it. Someone talking about respect and all you talk about is hate/jealousy. Really? Have some sense, please. Respect goes a long way, and nobody talking about Porsha, just that you people like to put more gas on family matters, honey. So then Lady T goes on in response to that person that had her back and says, that's what's wrong with people today. We're talking about morals and principles, and they equate it to jealousy. Come on, girl. Come on. Lord, help us, because we ain't going to make it with this generation. Okay, the person responds and says, it's always who have nothing to do with, she says, it's always who have nothing to do most of the time. Forgive them. They're not worth your time and energy. Even prayers can't help this generation. Only God's grace can release them from this bondage. Okay, so they have their little back and forth, but I really primarily brought that to you guys because I really wanted you all to see what the people were saying to the girl in the comments. She is right. We're talking about morals. We're talking about principles. We're talking about values, girl. These are the things that we're talking about. But because you like your fave the way that you like your fave, you decide to equate that down to somebody being jealous. Ain't nobody jealous of her. Okay, I don't think this woman is jealous of her at all. She's living her life like it's golden. What would she be jealous of? Like, for what? Okay, so I didn't agree with that, right? So once she had this dialogue with this person, it resulted in her putting a post up. And I don't have the post here, but it mentioned something about, not being jealous of anybody. Like, why would I ever be jealous of anybody when I'm the person that's going to bring the whole table? Okay, not just what I'm bringing to the table, but I'm bringing the whole table. I got my own. So what am I being jealous of, right? And in addition to that, when she put that post up, that meme up from actually one of her cousins, I believe it was Lady Jen. And actually, let me post Lady Jen, because Lady Jen, Lady J Penn is also her cousin who hopped in the comments as well. I believe that they have two different moms, but Lady Penn hopped in the comments as well to speak to adversity. And she says, say what? Jealous of what? All the women in our family come to the table fully effing loaded. We are successful and on our SHI over here, boo. And that's when T Ford responded and says, #fully loaded. We are the table. Let them know. Okay, so that was her cousin that stood in and supported her. So obviously this is also Porsha cousin as well, girl. So this girl done hopped in and shared her 2 cents. And she also went on to put a post on her page. This was Lady J Penn, which resulted in Miss Lady T responding or reposting what it is that J Penn put in her page, okay, regarding bringing the whole table and being fully loaded. Now, the buck did not stop there with Miss Lady T, honey. Miss Lady T Ford decided to go ahead and hop into the comments, all right? And this is what she had to say. She says, one thing I don't stand for is disrespect. I don't care who you are. You don't disrespect anyone's mother. You don't call someone's mother out their name. And you definitely don't try to put your hands on anyone's mother. I'm with you, girl, when you're right. Many have asked me my opinions on the show. So here it is. Okay. She says, I'm glad that I declined to do the show after being asked to be on there. I don't agree with a lot that's being portrayed, but I am grateful and thankful for. But what I am grateful and thankful for is that the world gets to truly see who Dennis and Mama Gina are. Ones that over the years, and she's speaking on Mama Gina and Dennis, ones that's over the years, I have personally gotten to know and love. Ones who have called and checked in on me and my family almost every day since my mom passed. So no one can ever say anything bad about them or disrespect them in my book. I will not stand for it. Okay. Now that was really interesting that she highlighted her mom passed. So let me give y'all a little something. Okay. So Lady T is the sister to Tiffany. I met Tiffany on set a few years ago. We were working on like a film or whatever. So Tiffany, really nice girl, really sweet girl, dope. That's her sister that came out and spoke her piece. Now, me and Tiffany are friends on Facebook. We follow each other on IG. So I was like, checking in because I know that she and Porsha used to be like this. Like whenever I saw Tip, I saw Porsha. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, okay, boom, okay, they always together, whatever. Well, I noticed, when Tiffany's mom passed away last year in January, it literally just hit a year a few days ago that her mom has passed away. So, rest her soul. So her mom passed away, and this was the sister to Porsha's mom that passed away. And I was wondering, after her mom passed away, I didn't see her with Porsha as much. Granted, the pandemic definitely hit, but I just didn't see her with Tiffany as much. Like I didn't see Tiffany with Porsha as much. So I was like wondering what happened. So when the show came on, the Porsha Family Matter show came on, and they showed us Storm's mom, Aunt Darlene, and in one of the confessionals, Porsha says, this is my mom's only sister, or something like that she said. Or this is my Aunt Darlene, my mom's sister or only sister, or something like that she said. But whatever it was led me to believe like, that ain't your mama only sister. It led me to think like, why you got these other folks on here, but you ain't got Tiffany? Like, why Tiffany not on the show? Because I'm like, they always used to be with you. Like, it would make more sense. Like, I think Tiffany was she even was on Housewives maybe 1 or 2 times, I believe. That's how much she was with Porsha. It was like a quick glimpse of her on the show. So I'm like, why is she not on there? Like, what is this? Because I noticed they not hanging as much. And then I looked like a week or so ago, and they're not even following each other. So I was like, okay, so there's some issues going on there. And I started to wonder, since her mom passed, like, could it, sometimes when a family member passed and you're planning the funeral and stuff, it's like people real thoughts and opinions and things come out. Okay. People really start to like things. Funerals can mess up a lot of relationships, even more than what they are. Okay. So I started to wonder about that. Like, dang, did something happen, with the planning of the funeral? Did something happen after her mom passed? Like, were they not like being there for her as much or whatnot? I was just wondering that. So that's interesting that Lady T would say that, they were the ones that really reached out and really checked on them and, been like, supportive to them over the years. So she's not going to stand for anybody talking any BS. So I was just really like wondering about that, like what ended up happening and why are y'all not on the show? So it's interesting and it's good to know that it seems like if her sister was asked, and I'm sure Tiffany was asked as well, to be a part of the show, and they both ended up, declining to be a part of the show. And I'm going to continue to read on because Miss Lady T gives her thoughts as to why she decided to decline and not to be a part of said, event and reality show and all this other stuff. So let's go ahead and continue to read on, because I was wondering, like, what happened? I see y'all not hanging out as much no more. I see y'all not following each other. Like, she must have did something. Was it because of the passing of her mom? Have they not been as supportive? Or could it have possibly been about them not condoning the relationship that Porsha got into with Simon? Okay, so that's something that I really wanted to know a lot about. So let's go ahead and keep going. Now, after she put up this post here, she made another. Let me tell you, Miss Lady T Renee was out here giving the girls things. Okay, she was out here letting y'all know some things. And keep in mind, this is not the one that I'm familiar with, Tiffany. This is Tiffany's sister. Okay, Lady T says, and to answer some of y'all questions, so I don't have to answer them anymore. Okay. Was I asked to be on the show? Yes, but I declined simply because I knew initially they wanted to create a fake, quote unquote, narrative that Porsha has a village that agree to all her BS, and she doesn't. I believe that. I believe she does not have a village that agrees with all of the bullshit that she brings to the front and she brings to the table. I feel like we already saw that and witnessed that with Londi. Londi shows that she doesn't go along to get along and agrees with everything that Porsha has to say. And it also makes sense now that I think about it. I don't know why I didn't think about it in the moment. You know, I don't recall. But what it's giving to me is that a lot of Porsha's family does not agree with her antics, which is the reason why a lot of her family was not a part of this show and why Aunt Liz was so confused as to why is everybody here. Why is everybody here? I'm not sure. Like, what is this? What's going? Like, I don't. Did you say you want to be here with your family? But a lot of these people ain't family, so that confirms that she did want yes people around her, right? And maybe a few one-offs or whatever, but she wanted yes people around her, and that makes so much sense. Okay, let's get back to Miss Lady T and the things that she had to say. Okay. So she says, one of the questions is, do you still talk to Porsha? She says, nope. And this is where I got the clarity for me, because I had been wondering what was going on. Why haven't I seen your sister with Porsha as much? And why haven't I seen you guys? Like, why did you guys start following each other? So she says, nope, I do not talk to Porsha after not hearing from her or Diane. Ooh, since my mom passed and then months later asked to do a show, absolutely not. I am not a seat filler. Let me tell y'all something. I am so here for her on that. How dare you? If this was your relative that passed away, and Porsha, this was your aunt that passed away, how dare you not reach out and check on them? Now, I do understand after a while, you know, people get back to their normal life and stuff like that. But y'all was so close. Y'all was so close. You know, their mom would be at your house. Tip would be at your house. It would be, y'all was so close. How you don't reach out? And now it makes sense. And I was wondering if that had something to do with it. And Miss Tiffany's sister came in, Lady T came in and confirmed exactly what it is that I was thinking. Let's go ahead and continue to read on because there is more. She says, do I agree with Porsha and Simon's relationship? That was another question. She says, I don't agree with messing around. Better yet, being engaged to a married man, which I told her my thoughts. So that means that Lady T has confirmed that Porsha was indeed messing around with Simon when he was already married, which was a narrative that we already believed. Okay, so she just came out and confirmed. She said, I don't agree with messing around with a married man, better yet, getting engaged. Hello? So she confirmed the things that we already knew, and she gave her thoughts about it at the time. And her response to Lady T was, amongst a few other words, now she says, be blessed. And have the Lord been blessing me. This is what she says. I wonder what those other words was that Porsha said. She probably cussed her out. I could see that, and then telling her to be blessed. And Miss Lady T said, oh, and have the Lord been blessing me, girl. So I'm glad that you said that, be blessed, because that's exactly what it is that I will be doing over here with my family. Okay. Now let's continue to read on because there is more. She says, for the record, I am no one's ass kisser, seat filler, flunky, or groupie, never have been and never will be. And I for damn sure am not one to call out of convenience. Hashtag when you can't control the narrative. Hashtag there lies the truth. Hashtag I said what I said. Okay. Woo. Miss Lady T came out and said some things, girl. I'm not no ass kisser. I'm not no seat filler. I'm not no groupie. I'm damn sure not somebody you finna sit up here and call out of convenience, okay, just to do some stuff with you so that you can continue to control a narrative that you now ain't got no control over. So there lies the truth, girl. Now people starting to see you. When she says that there lies the truth, it gives me, now people starting to see you for who you really are. Whoo, yikes. Let me tell you, somewhere Miss Kenya over there, probably over there, girl, doing all kind of twirling over there in their house, because she like, I told y'all, y'all thought I was playing, but I told y'all, and her own family exposing her. Girl, this is yikes. But this is a whole lot of yikes to me. Okay, imagine trying to maintain an image that you would like the public to see you as. Other people have been calling you out for many years, but the fact that you're a fan fave and that you're gorgeous, people are gonna side with you because you're more palatable, right? So they're not gonna believe the things that other people have to say. And then as soon as your family come out, you're exposed. But you're gonna have a few of those outliers that's gonna sit up there and say, "Oh, she's jealous." Jealous of what? Jealous? What's she jealous of? The fame? When she had the opportunity to be on the show and she didn't even want to be on the show. Let me tell you who wants this. Okay, it would be Storm. Okay, Storm was the one that was giving me jealous tease. Wants to be like Porsha and want to sit up there and go at Dennis every which way, honey. That's what it was giving me. But anyway, we're gonna go ahead and continue. Okay, let's go ahead and continue because Miss Lady T also has some other things to say. So let's talk about it. She said, and add blessings to you too. And this is Dennis's mom who she's adding. She says, excuse me, if no one publicly has apologized to you, I will apologize on behalf of our family. You didn't deserve that, Mama Gina. That's what she says. She also goes on to say, P.S. This will probably be up until my sister reads it and tell me to take it down. But until then, it is what it is. And I do believe that she's probably referring to Tip because Tip don't address none of that stuff. She don't say a whole lot of nothing. Okay, so I think that's probably who she meant was going to give her a call and say, girl, if you don't take this off this page, honey, but it's still up. It's still up. Please understand, hours later, and it's still up. Says a lot. Let's keep going. Okay, she also says, and lastly, anyone who agrees or condones that behavior, I want no parts. My parents raised me better than that. Yes, come on, family member, for speaking out and telling your truth and being completely honest. Okay, if y'all out here standing, it's okay if you want to like a person, you want to be a fave and all this other stuff that you want to do. But if you're not going to call a spade, girl, and you just over here overlooking, girl, then the people must side eye you, honey. We must, okay? Her own family member up here going in, talking about anybody that condones that behavior. Yes, period. So there's that, honey. She went in and she said what it is that she had to say. But keep in mind, there were more things that ended up being said. So let me go ahead and get down to that, because once Miss Lady T came out with her post saying what it is she had to say, Porsha decided to go to social media to say, as you get older, you really just want to be surrounded by good people and people that are good for you, good to you, and good for your soul. Now, Porsha put that meme up shortly after her cousin went out and, went in on her page. That's what Porsha put up. But Dennis had to come in and say one more thing. Dennis says, nobody wins when the family feuds. This is what Dennis says on his page. Now, girl, when Dennis came out and said what it is that he had to say about nobody wins when the family feuds, and he also spoke on, when they speak on respecting, your elders, thy days will be longer. That doesn't just go for your parents; it goes for a lot of other individuals as well. So once he put that up, child, Simon decided he was going to come out the woodworks and put up something of his own. Let me just show y'all what Simon said. Simon says, okay, Black men, respect is earned, not given. We earn that respect by the way we treat our children's mothers, by not disrespecting them privately or publicly. Otherwise, we perpetuate the cycle of abuse. This is what Simon said, but that's not all. Because he put that on his story, then he turned around and he put it in his on his page. And this is what the caption said to that very post. He says, no man or woman should promote the narrative that abuse is ever okay. So that means that you must be talking about your wife. Okay, you must be, matter of fact, you must be talking about your fiance when you say this, no man or woman. Is that what you're saying? No man or woman should promote the narrative that abuse is ever okay. Well, she promoted it with her actions. Let me tell y'all, when Simon first came out and started speaking, when he first came out and started opening his mouth, and I saw this post, this was the first thing that came to my mind.
Shut your bitch ass up before I get to talking shit about you.
Period. Okay? Every time I read a sentence from his thing, this is what I get.
Shut your bitch ass up before I get to talking shit about you.
Okay? I was just like, Simon, cut it out. I hope you addressed your wife accordingly. You barely had control of her over at Cancun or wherever it was that y'all are at. And then here you are. Now that Dennis spoke his piece, you feel the need to come behind him and speak your piece. But we've already heard about you by way of your ex-wife's child. Okay, but let's keep going. Right. So he goes on to say, for those who are unfamiliar with what abuse means, abuse is when someone causes us harm or distress. So, sir, what did Porsha give then? What did Porsha give? What did Porsha give? Okay. She reacted in what kind of manner? And here's the thing. She reacted in a manner to some stuff that was old and past tense. I would have expected her to have been healed if she was going to jump into this engagement with you. She should have been healed from the past. All right, but let's keep going and see what else Mr. Simon had to say. Okay, he says it can take many forms ranging from disrespect to causing someone physical or mental pain. When we excuse this behavior, it is the equivalent of putting a lipstick on a dog. What? Let's elevate the conversation in our community. This is what Simon said. Now, Simon's statement would be okay if your fiance did not contribute to the madness wholeheartedly. So now when you come out, you address the black men specifically. So you confirm that you are speaking directly to Simon. But what is it have you said to your wife? I'm sorry, you're speaking directly to Dennis. But what is it that you've said directly to Porsha? To your fiance, what is it that you've said to her directly? We know you're not going to bash her on social media until the relationship is over. Then you're going to be trying to come out and speak your piece about all the flaws and all the things that she's done that you didn't like. You know, the same way that you did Miss Fallon, but you want to sit up here and talk about abuse as if the stuff that you did when you was out here on social media talking down on her and saying all the other that you was out here saying, sir. So you don't think that was a form of abuse either mentally? You don't think so? You don't think you getting with one of her coworkers wasn't a form of abuse mentally and how it's going to affect her? Sir, but you want to get out here and speak your piece and talk about Dennis? Honey, again, this is just how I'm feeling, y'all. Again, baby.
Shut your bitch ass up before I get to talking shit about you.
Okay, you need to girl, y'all gotta get a few brooms, and I'm gonna need y'all to do a whole lot of sweeping around your own front door before you try to come over here and speak on what Mr. Dennis and stuff then did. Okay, because ain't nobody out here clean. Everybody's standing in some dirty milk, honey, for sure. Okay, some in the milk ain't clean, and it's looking like it's all y'all. All right, so there's that. Girl was out of line. Girl was wrong. But that's all I got, honey. I just wanted to come to y'all an update on what the cousin had to say. She came out, spoke her piece. Okay, I had already been paying attention and noticing about how they were not cool. Things was not the same as how it was. And I'm glad that she came out and she confirmed that, because the girl had definitely been wondering about it. But that's all that I got. I want you guys to hop down in these comments. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know how you're feeling about this overall fiasco and what it is that Mr. Simon decided that he wanted to offer to the conversation, coming in and adding his unwanted 2 cents. Okay, let me know your thoughts, and I'll see you guys later on tonight for us to have a live chit chat about this show, because I want to hear you guys' thoughts. Don't forget to like this video before it's over, honey. Also, don't forget to follow me on Instagram and Twitter at jamithatsme, and also feel free to subscribe to the channel as well, as we are growing, honey, and I appreciate every single last one of you guys. Okay, thank you so much, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.